Alrighty, folks, it is that time to visit with our good friend Ron, the car guy from Westside Auto Pros, as we talk everything automotive and how to keep you on the road. And this time of year, Ronald, a lot of kids don't want to hear it, but it's that coveted time.
I was the same way when I was a child. I never wanted to hear about back to school.
But the parents want to hear back to school.
I don't think the teachers do either, but yeah, the parents definitely want to hear about back to school. And we want to talk a little bit this morning about back to school car tips. Because, we all think about, school physicals, if they're going to play sports. And I was in Walmart over the weekend. There's people in there, all the back to school shopping and stuff going on, and clothes and crayons and whatever kids take to school these days. And
you mentioned back to school physical. Your car needs a back to school physical.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've kind of broke the car down into three different categories as to why this would be an important thing to do. And I call it a back to school physical for your car. You've got the parent's car, and that's the one that's responsible for transporting the kids to and from school, and then they all have after school activities and dance and soccer and ball and all that other kinds of stuff. And so when it gets busy and all that kicks in, you want the car to be reliable and to work well. So, the schedules have to be met, and there's just no time for inconvenience. So you want to make sure that your car is ready as a parent. And then we've got the kid's school car. And historically, these might not be the greatest of cars
out there. Not the top of the line rides?
Man, I remember some of the cars that I had, the first couple of cars that I had when I was in school. And it's a good thing I didn't know anything about cars, and good thing my parents probably didn't either. But it's important to make sure they're at least safe. They might drip some oil, or maybe the passenger side window doesn't work. But there's at least the safety components, because we got less skilled drivers in these cars.
Correct.
And so we want to make sure that the safety stuff's there. So those should be, we should take a look at that before they go back to school. And then probably one of the bigger ones here is the back to college car.
And that one's really important, because you're removing it from the safety of being home.
Yep, it's gone. It's going away. And oftentimes what happens is that maybe the leftover school car from high school, and you're not going to see that car again until maybe Thanksgiving or Christmas break.
Right.
And we're sending it away. We could be sending it 100 miles away. We could be sending it 700 miles away, depending on where they're going to school. But, the last thing you want to do is run into a situation where they're there, the car's there, now it has a problem, and who do you go to?
Right.
So you might as well have a physical done, make sure they're going to get there safe. That car is going to be put out on the highway, and it's going to be operated and exercised in a way that it normally doesn't get exercised in town.
And you mentioned that before. That's something that maybe a car might break down because it's not used to traveling for that length of time.
Exactly. It's not used to running that long. The fluids get hot. They stay hot longer. They're under pressure longer. And so it's a good idea to get that checked out and see what's going on.
And something else to keep in mind, just think about this. If your kid is on their way to school, say they are going 700 miles away, like you mentioned, and halfway to school the car breaks down, guess who they're calling?
Well, they're going to call their parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Ding,
and then who
ding.
are the parents going to call?
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things. We are offering a back-to-school car physical. And it comes with 4 months worth of free roadside assistance.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So if they're out of town, let's say they're in Wichita or Lincoln, and they have a problem, there's an 800 number.
Oh,
they can call the parents and say, hey, I have a problem with the car, because they're not going to remember the 800 number that's in the glove box.
Right.
But there's an 800 number for them to call.
Oh,
and get
that's a
some
great
assistance.
idea.
So it comes with roadside assistance whenever we do a car physical or a back-to-school physical.
Now, what will you guys go through? Because, if you go get your oil changed at some places, they have a checklist, and they say, we're going to check out your car. Why is that not as thorough as what you do?
We do the same thing. We've got the 28-point inspection that we do when we do the oil change, and that's great. That should be done when the oil's changed. But this is a way more comprehensive, in-depth. It's about a 140-point inspection.
That many?
Yeah. We're going to spend allow some time. We're going to spend a good hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the type of car inspecting it. But we're going to pull all the wheels. We're going to look at all the brakes. We're going to look at the alignment, the suspension, the ball joints. All that stuff that isn't thoroughly checked by a lesser trained person that may be, doing an oil change. You're going to get a full inspection from an ASE certified master technician to make sure that this car is safe, it is reliable.
Now, what about this? What about this situation? Maybe they're taking the vehicle somewhere and they're going to go up north, okay, a little further than we are right now, and things get colder and they're not going to be coming home till Christmas time. What about the cooling and heating system?
We check both of those. We check the air conditioning system, you know, provided it works and you want it checked.
Right.
And we do check the heating system, the defrosting system. I mean, and tell us where you're going. Because that makes a difference too. I mean, if you're going to be driving over mountain ranges,
right?
You know, that's a different kind of driving. But we thoroughly look at this car. I mean, our goal is to make it safe, and to make sure that you don't have that phone call between now and when the car comes home next time.
Right. And what does it run someone to do something like that? Let's be totally honest here. What does it cost everyone?
Well, right now we've actually got a special going on. We'll do that in an oil change. For $80.
With an oil change?
With an oil change.
So and you get the 4 months. And you get the 4 months.
Yeah, that alone's worth the $80 and the peace of mind.
No question about that.
Yeah, we've got.
Now, do they need to get ahead of time? They need to book ahead of time?
We do need an appointment because it's going to take some time to go through and look at it. But I mean, you can give Heather, Joe, or Sean a call and we'll get you all set up and get it taken care of.
Okay, and what number did they call?
They can call 515-225-9090. Or Google Westside Auto Pros. We're all over the internet.
There you go, folks. Great deal. Get your car checked out before the kids head back.